Hey everyone, I'm Ananya Tayal and I'm pursuing my master's degree in automotive engineering from Politecnico di Torino, Italy. And today I'm going to present a cell model which I made using MATLAB and Simulink. If we talk about a cell, the Thevenin model comes into our head. The Thevenin model consists of one internal resistor and two RC circuits. And today we are going to find how we can estimate the values of the internal resistance and the two RC circuit, which is resistor 1, resistance 2, capacitor 1 and capacitor 2 using MATLAB and Simulink. And I'm using the battery block to find out these parameters. If we click on the battery block, you can see we need all these fields which I can find out using experiment. So I actually did carry out the experiment in a laboratory and we can get voltage time and current time data. I'm not going to go into the physics of how it works, but if we look closely, the internal resistance of the cell can be calculated using the difference of the voltage divided by current. To carry out the two RC circuits calculation, we need to see or focus into this area of the voltage time graph. To estimate these parameters, we can use two different methods. One is called curve fitting. So for curve fitting, I selected the time versus voltage data and I wrote down the equation where A, B, C and D signify R1, R2, tau1 and tau2. If I click on fit, I will get the values of these parameters and we can get an estimate for these parameters. Take a notice that here I have plotted one particular discharge, not the whole thing, because resistance is a function of SOC. So we can get R1, R2, tau1 and tau2 for this particular voltage and SOC. We need to repeat this method for all the discharge to get a more accurate values. There is another method which takes less time, which is the parameter estimation. So for that, we need to make a new experiment and choose voltage as an output signal and current as an input signal, and select the parameters R1, R2, tau1 and tau2 and plot and simulate. And click on estimate. This actually fits the curve perfectly because I've already carried out this experiment and I have the correct values for the internal resistance and two RC circuits. After putting in those values, we can see that the result is this, which shows the blue curve signifies the measured voltage and the yellow curve signifies the calculation that the SimScape model does when I fit in R1, R2, tau1, tau2 and the internal resistance. So it shows that we were able to model the cell perfectly. I've also added the thermal modeling, which consists of thermal resistance and heat convective transfer blocks, and as we can see the result is like this, which totally makes sense because it's a pulse discharge and the temperature is rising and decreasing according to the current that we give to the model. Thank you.